All right. So I'm going to be spending maybe a little half an hour max to be here back at the Seashore on Tuesday night, the after show. That's what I'm calling it right now. So hopefully people will join me. We'll see this in a minute or two. It was a very good show with Dr. Goodman. That was the first of a series we're going to be doing, and then people are popping right now. So if you want to share your thoughts right now of the show, please feel free to jump in it because now the room is open for everybody to talk. But it was very interesting to talk about this topic because sensuality and sexuality, two different things that people are mixing up, and that was great to have both of them, Dr. Goodman, aka Dr. Love, and the boss, his beautiful wife, to join us. So I hope you enjoyed the 2 hours we had tonight. And as I said, we're going to build it up from here. And the topics he had and the courses he has taught for the past 20 plus years. So that was very interesting. So if somebody wants to talk and come and join me, you're welcome to do so. We don't have to talk about tonight the topic we had with Dr. Love at all. This is not a requirement, so you don't have to feel afraid to just jump here into the chat. But I'm going to be here for, as I said, for an hour, just for the heck of it, because it's Tuesday night on the Sea Show, and this is what I feel like doing it right now. Before I go back and do other things on what do you call it, on the net. But hey, who's ever clapping? Thank you very much for clapping. That's awesome. Oh, that was a chef Amos. Hey, are you a real chef? If you're a real chef, I want to know: are you a cook? I don't want to say a cook, but are you a chef that do cooking? Because if it's cooking, we can talk about food. I'm hungry actually. I am starving, actually. Oh, okay. I'm going to take briefly the chef, and I will take you afterward, troublemaker. Then I got you first on who was taking the train afterwards. So, okay. So,
I won't be very long because I'm at work. So,
oh, you're
if you
actually
hear
at work?
and ding ding, yeah. But I can still
And ding
talk.
ding, yeah?
Yeah. So, hey,
Okay.
25, have a nice night. There you go.
All right.
Real
So, what are you cooking?
well, I'm probably going to just have hot dogs tonight. Like,
Okay.
leftover gas station hot dogs, because that's over in my fridge, and I have some cake and cookies, so that were given to me, so I'm gonna eat those. But probably gonna go shopping tomorrow and get some noodles and make some spaghetti. Maybe make some bread, some Italian bread, shortbread, or biscuits.
That sounds good.
But yeah, I want to make some bisques too. I've been wanting to make that a while.
All right.
Seafood bisques.
Yes.
Because that, if you like cream, that's a really good dish to have. And you can mix it with wine if you want to. Like I like putting Chardonnay as a base and kind of cooking my seafood with that, and then I'll add the cream towards the end. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you got any cooking questions?
Oh, no, I don't. I just wanted to know what you were cooking, actually, because I like to cook. So, and I'm not a chef, but I was curious to know what are you cooking? What are you making? Or what are your favorite dishes, actually, you like to make?
My favorite dish that I like to make, hang on a second, I gotta find some cigarettes here.
Okay.
I told you there might be an interruption here, so just bear with me.
Okay.
I'm also thinking, because there's a lot of dishes that I like to make.
Mm-hmm.
Is that gold? Oh, okay. They call that gold? I thought that was the yellow. Yeah. Okay. There's so many colors. Huh? There you go. Okay, my bad. Mm-hmm. How much something. What's your date of birth? Date of birth?
I'm sorry,
Your date of birth?
1956.
Okay. That works enough.
Yes, it is. Everybody else knows it. That's fine.
No, I know. We just have to ask it. I mean, I was told to at least. 894. You're good. I'll give you change. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. All right.
All right. You're at work.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
Interesting. You want your 6 cents? Anybody can use 6 cents.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Gotcha. 16. That's the 434? All right. Take care. Oh, you want 2? No, it's good. There you go. You're also getting this. Okay. By the way, he can hop up if he wants to, and then I'll come back up.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to somebody else's in the meantime,
Okay, my
and
bad.
when you're less busy, we'll chat. But
Cool.
because I want to know more about the food, okay?
Sounds good. Well, y'all take care. Have fun.
Okay. All right, so we are getting now somebody else's. It seems like our chef is busy over there, so we don't want to take too much time. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, what did you thought about the show? What did you thought about the topic?
I mean, about the food part,
No,
it
not the
was
food
pretty
part. The
nice.
one before.
I love food, and
The show before. Nice try.
I'm actually Persian, and the food there is amazing. Like the kebab and
Oh yeah, I
the
love kebab actually.
saffron and the
Mm-hmm.
stews are so good. They're amazing.
I know. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for asking. What's your favorite food?
Oh my goodness, good question. First of all, I'm a sushi addict.
Oh, okay,
So that's
okay.
one thing that I do. That is sashimi
And
that
so,
I do.
I think I've heard. What is that again?
Sashimi, you get the sushi and you get the sashimi. The sushi is with the rice underneath. The sashimi is basically just the fish.
Oh, okay. So very
So it's a
intense
little,
version of sushi.
yeah, and it's a thicker piece, and there is no rice underneath. So
Oh, even more intense. Okay.
it's a
Really.
thicker piece of fish actually compared to the
So what?
sushi.
So like, if you like cook the salmon, would
Oh, you
that be
don't
the
cook the
same thing?
salmon; it's raw. Yeah,
Oh, I got you. I got you.
yeah, it's Japanese.
I see. Are you Japanese?
Yes,
Something or something?
yeah, it's Japanese food.
Are
Yeah,
you
sushi.
Japanese? At some point or
No, I'm
something?
not
Yeah,
Japanese,
because
but
you
I
don't look
love.
like it. Definitely.
No, I don't.
You look
Definitely don't
European.
look
I'd
like
say, right? Are
it.
you
I'm
European?
Italian, dear.
It's I was right. There you go.
Yeah, no. But
Oh
I
yeah, we
love.
already talked about it. You're right.
Yes,
Wow.
we did. We did just before you took the train.
Yes,
So
this is why you remember. It's been a very nice time to make me sound like a fool. I know. I'm just
no.
kidding.
We're good. We're good.
I'm just
But
kidding.
no, but I love kebab. I love the couscous. I love. What do I like to make? It's I forgot the other one. It's not the couscous. It's the tabbouleh.
Oh yeah, I love
I love
tabbouleh.
tabbouleh. I
It's
made a
so
good one.
amazing.
Yes. So that's what I like to eat. Good food in general. Whatever is good, it can be from any countries, but I definitely love good
So
food.
have you tried any like Persian food before?
If the kebab is the same from the one from North Africa, it could be similar to it. I will not be surprised.
Okay, okay.
But I have not tried that much as Persian at all. And I don't even think
It's
I got a Persian restaurant here.
in where Rome or where, Napoli?
I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, but you live in America?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I thought you live in Italy because you said you're Italian.
I'm Italian, but I don't live over there.
Oh,
I'm in the
I'm sorry.
US. No, no, it's all good.
Okay, I see. Yes, I mean, I don't know about how like many Iranian restaurants are there in Minnesota, but in New York, there are a lot. Because
Well, let's put it this way: New York is the mecca for the food.
of
Seriously.
course that is true. You're right.
Yeah, you can get any kind of
Anything.
restaurant, any kind of food. Plus, I believe they do some do deliver, so you get them even deliver at your
Yes,
doors during the night.
Iranian.
So you're lucky.
Yes, I think so. Iranian. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm lucky you said why.
Yeah, you're lucky because you can order food in the middle of the night and you can get it delivered in New York. Here, forget it. They don't deliver
Oh,
food in
there
the
is no
middle of the
Uber.
night.
There is no Uber Eats.
There is Uber, but the restaurant do not work 24/7 here. So if at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock you're hungry for something,
I,
you'll be lucky if you get an open restaurant here, even later than that. But I do know in New York there is some places you can order in the middle of the night and they will deliver.
oh yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that's why you should come live here.
Yeah, but I would not mind to go visit over there, live over there, but I will have to have a lot of greenery around because I'm not, the
You have to have
noise,
a lot of what?
green, grass, trees, and I like
Uh,
quiet. New York is
that
a busy.
there are
It's busy.
a lot of that here.
Yeah. But that's a great place. There is a lot of things happening in New York. So, what are you doing
Yes,
in New York?
I just moved here about like 4 months ago from Boston.
Oh my God, I love Boston.
Really, I hated
Yes.
it after at the end of the moving time. While I was moving, I started hating it.
Okay. So you move. So how so far is your experience with New York?
It's amazing. I love it.
Okay. So what do you do over there, if I may ask?
Uh, a lot of things,
Okay, that's fine.
to
You
be
don't have to
honest.
answer me. Trust
No,
me.
I can, but can I just call you back in 15 minutes?
Okay, you can
Is
hop
that
on
okay?
back in 10, 15 minutes. Not a problem.
Because I just gotta go right now, do something. I'll be right back.
Okay, do what you gotta do, and we'll talk to you in a few.
Okay, I'll tell you when I come back.
Yeah, bye.
All right, bye. No, I'm not. Bye.
This is what we call the show. This is what we call the C show. It's you pop in, you move, you come back in. Whomever wants to talk tonight. So I see everybody is listening. It's like it's funny, but it was a good show tonight with Dr. Goodman and his wife, and I'm so happy I'm part of it. But I hope everybody had a good day in general because it's Tuesday and survive. Some of you maybe survive Valentine's and the goodies of Valentine's, and I would be curious to know what did you do for Valentine's. If you did nothing, that's fine too. It's not a big deal. To be honest, didn't went to any restaurant. As I said, I'm not. I talked about it a week ago actually. That Valentine is one of the biggest time for restaurant. They do 2 to 3 shift actually and overbooked everybody. So I never liked the specific day of Valentine's to go out because it never felt like a good experience. Like you like to eat your meal, take your time, but you felt more rush, or I felt more rush on when I went. So I rather kick back and enjoy an evening at home with a nice cooking and just enjoying a good time like that, which is, I think, a better way for me to do it. But when you are younger, you don't have to. But I hope everybody enjoyed their Valentines, if you have somebody or not. Even being single or being couple, it never made too much difference for me because I'm like, I always can celebrate when anything I feel like celebrating. So it's like, yeah, I can celebrating being single. It's like a celebration. Woohoo! I am not in a relationship. Yay! Or when you're in a relationship, it's like, okay, I'm in a relationship, but celebration is a celebration. We can always find an excuse to celebrate something, no matter what. So I hope everybody had, as I said, a good time yesterday, but it's been good here. It's been a good day, very productive here. I still have to record 2 of my podcasts, and I had a good laugh actually about my podcast because I did a test run with Wisdom. I was able to transfer. It took a little bit of ingenuity on this one, but transfer from my iPad to send it over to, if it's being downloaded actually from my Apple, what do you call it, accounts directly to one of my PC. I don't use my Mac. I should be using my Mac, but I don't. Bad Emma. And I'm using my regular PC actually to do that. So I was able to convert to an MP3 and I did a test. And I was talking to somebody today actually, and I shared that with them and they were laughing so hard. I'm like, okay, I posted the one on Friday, then I did the C show on Saturday. And I did the same on Monday. So I did yesterday. I posted my other one. So the Sunday night show I posted on Monday. And believe it or not, I did not advertise it, meaning I just put it on my Podomatic on Emma's Universe. And then I let it run. I got more listeners that are more excited about the C show than the episode that I recorded on my own. And I'm like, really? I'm like, come on, people. You should be excited because you get my regular podcast and you get the C show. But it seems like people outside of Wisdom are listening a lot around the world. It's not only here in the US, but everywhere around the world are listening to the C show. So that's been fun to realize that in less than 2 episodes that I posted, I got a ton of listeners that are just enjoying it and continue to not only listening but downloading it as well. This is where I realized that 2 hours max on Wisdom will be recorded and the rest doesn't. So for us and Dr. Goodman, we're going to keep it at 2 hours just to be able to get everything recorded. If we go over 2 hours, as I mentioned, I will stop the show and restart a second part, a part 2. But it's been very interesting. So fun to do, fun to realize that people love the C show on the other was on my podcast. And I'm like, okay, people, if you don't like what I'm saying, which is the universe, that's not cool. But no, they're loving it as well. And I got good responses, which is great. It's always nice to know there's great responses from Wisdom. And a lot of people, again, don't have the Apple. And I don't know when, they have not made the announcement yet, when it will go to Google Play. Because when it's going to go to Google Play, it's going to be awesome because people will be able to from different phone will be able to connect with us. So I'm just waiting and see how it's going to play out. So, but it has been a good night. It has been a great show, and I'm very happy for tonight. As I said, we're going to continue with Dr. Goodman, and continue to do our C show moving forward and have fun. That's what it's all about tonight. It's having fun, listening to people, listening what, talk about that topics. And I know a lot of people probably don't want to be a co-host when we talk about all of that because it could be, I don't want to say embarrassing, but, people can be shy about it. And in my case, because I think it's essential to talk about loving ourselves, sexuality, sensuality. It's teaching as well. It's learning, because when we're a kid, we don't have the manual of everything. We just go with the flow and learn from it. So I like that topic because it's said it and explained in such a way that can help everybody. It doesn't matter if you're young or not. You always learn something in life. So I love that, and the way to communicate as well. That to me is a key. Communication has always been a key. And utilizing it to be able to communicate better amongst each other is, I think, essential, and we live a better life. And when we're able and capable to communicate in a peaceful manner, not being frustrated or feeling like we're not being heard, can help a lot. So that's the exciting part of it. But I'm curious to know, how is everybody evening doing? Everybody's quiet. It's like, no, I'm not going to put you on the spot for anything that you don't want to talk about, but what a good day. Oh, thank you, Mr. Daniel from the Daniel F. Harb Show. I love your Instagram videos and your talk here as well. Just wanted to give you a shout out. I don't know. Tonight is a night to give shout out to people, and I do not know why. And I'm only drinking water. I must say, it's all about the water here. And the water has been filtered. And I'm still suspicious of Breda because I don't know what they have on their filters. I got those little bottles. Those are awesome bottles, actually, with the filter in it. and they are so cool. I like those bottles. So at least you can put it into. You can take the water from the tap. Am I saying right? I think, and put it into your bottle. Put it in a refrigerator. Use it and drink it. It's awesome. And you change the filter every 3 months. Love it. It's better than. I got the big one too inside of the refrigerator. I do have those big pitchers and stuff like that. But this is awesome. We've been using it a lot. That's what it's all about. Using it a lot. I know, am I stocking is all fluffy. I don't know. Today is a good day. And full moon is when? Tomorrow. We do have a full moon tomorrow. And I did not even check what Dr. Lennox and Khaled Baron read. And they put it out, and I didn't even look at the video about the full moon. But tomorrow is a full moon, which should be very interesting. And that's called releasing, because you release emotions and you release things during the full moon. And the new moon, you set your intentions. Well, you can set some intention too when you're releasing it as well. But tomorrow is a full moon. I know, should be interesting. And the pop-up are correctly right now sleeping, which has been good. Mac has been with me all along with me. Miss Daddy actually just came and joined me, and she's sleeping very quietly here. So it's a good night here. It's a beautiful night. I don't know. Nobody wants to talk to me tonight. I'm going to be crying, people. If nobody comes on stage, I'm going to be disappointed, heartbroken. Okay, I need to fake it now before I start to laugh. People are going to say, Emma, you cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Yes, I might be cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, but that's life here. It's life on the sea show. It's the excitement. The other thing I'm going to start to do too, I'm going to do a sea show during the day talking about finance, actually. So I'm going to be launching this Stuck in the Mud. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm using Khaled Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map, and one stuck out, which was the mud. It's what we call it, a jumper card. Oh my God, the Bone Collector again? Holy crap. Again, the Bone Collector. Hello, Bone Collector, number one. What is number one has to say? Oh, here we go. Nobody wants to talk? I'm going to give you a little food for the thought, and maybe something's going to resonate with you. So the Bone Collector, you are whole and have everything you need within. So true. When the Bone Collector appears, she's asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectation. You know, that's the worst part, expectation. When we set some expectation, sometimes we need to do not do that, because as a student of life, actually, when you set expectation, then you can be surprised as you go along that maybe it's not going to unfold the way it's supposed to be. Or, like, I'm going to get an example. Somebody who said, well, I'm going to start my own company, and, I'm going to be a millionaire by tomorrow morning after my breakfast. It's like, yeah, but before you set your expectation, maybe start at the beginning as a student of life. When you do this and you set your goal, I'm starting my company, and I will have plenty of abundances and opportunities, then you have a better chance to succeed than giving yourself a timing. Again, it comes down to affirmation and intentions on this one. So whenever we are wounded, especially when we're young, it is as if something essentially is stolen from us. And that's so true. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then set us to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. What we know about ourselves will become influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticized. The Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. And that is so true. We are limitless. And sometimes we have to go back to the Bone Collector because she has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, and is here for you as you reclaim it. You have everything you believe you lack And the bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible with awareness. The wounds of the past need not define you, meaning you need to heal and you need to go back there for a minute, heal, acknowledging what happened, and again heal and close it. Often, that I like what Dr. Goodman said at the beginning of the evening when he was describing what he has to gone through with his dyslexia. And he reminded me, and I explained that story. That's why it's kind of a parallel for me. What he was explaining was the fact that if you listen, like that teacher or that the one who was running the school made a negative comment, when you're looking at children and expecting they're all going to be a failure, well, some children might have listened to that and believe in what that person said. However, when you heard Dr. Goodman mentioning that when they said that person said that and he heard it, it gave him the fire in him to say, that's not happening because I'm going to do even better than that, which he did. And that's the same story that I talked about, that retired teacher when she looked at me and said basically he could not help me with such a solemn face when she said it. I thought somebody died, actually. I was like, okay. Well, no, that was me, that she was expecting to be basically going to straight to the recycle. But I never listened to her because I'm like, no, I'm going to do even better than that. Don't know what I'm going to do, but I can guarantee I'm going to do something good. And I never believed her when she said that. Otherwise, that would have been basically limiting myself. And that's not what it was all about. So I like the fact that the bone collector card came in, because it's asking people, not only myself, but people in general that's listening this tonight, to go back to see where they had a wound, what a situation when you were younger that really altered your path, limiting you for something you can do. And that is worth to go back in for a minute, look at it, acknowledging it, heal it, and said, okay, I understand that. I cut the cord, and that's not what my perception is about myself. Am I truly limitless? Am I useless? Am I that bad? No, you're not. We're not. It's just the perception that incident, that event happened and changed the course of our perception and made us believe it's something. It reminds me, I worked with many years ago, and I called them my kids, actually, for a retail store many, many years ago. And they had a program. They had a program for children with handicap to come and help a few hours during the week. I think it was maximum of 4 hours, 4 hours or 8 hours max. They could work a week. Otherwise, that was a social security or whatever the deal was. Well, that was government, whatever behind it. They couldn't work more than specific hours. And when I had them, they were in a back room with me because it was a retail store. And it was identifying, first of all, when you work with individuals who have handicap, it's very good and very easy if you can figure it out right away. What are their limitations, what they can do to start with, so you can let them do what they know. And then I started to challenge them, meaning give them other tasks. So some of them will be limited on some of things, some will be able to do others, but they will go with some of their limitation, but you could expand, and I did that. I could expand a little bit and see how far I could go for them to know and teach them. That, by the way, I don't claim I'm a doctor or a specialist, but this is how I proceed. And it worked, except one of the kids, and it really broke my heart because that kid had a lot of potential. But the problem was his parents told him, even though he had a handicap, he wasn't good at anything. And I saw the potential in that kid, but he was so ingrained by what he heard from his parents, then his limitation blocked him to do a lot of things, and that was too bad with that kid, because he had a lot of potentials like everybody else's. And that's where, when I'm looking at limitation, it's like we have to watch out what we're saying to ourselves. And we have to watch out, even if we get angry, even if we're frustrated, what we're saying to others as well, because we can alter the way people might have the course of their life or their journey. We can alter that if they believe in what we're saying. So we always have to try to be mindful. And that's the same exercise for me, actually. Being mindful of how we deliver the message. So that to me is a good thing when I see the bone collector and reclaiming. It's just reclaiming who we are and going back in situation that maybe we forgot about it, and being a kid and listening a teacher saying something wrong, or listening some, brother or sister making a comment or mocking on something that, that was a tease, but that became a reality when we started to believe in that because we have heard it over and over and over and over. So it's going back and look at it, make peace with it, and reclaim that. That to me is a good card for tonight. That I appreciate that card. No, I said stuck in the mud. That doesn't sound good. Stuck in the mud. I don't want to be stuck in the mud. But let's see what the stuck in the mud mean. You are being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life. Oh, okay. Well, I like that. I like that better than stuck in the mud. So becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a signal that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you to even muddier places. Oh, yes, we do. Now is not a time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you have been overlooking. Soon you will be out of the mud, but for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you. Stuck in the mud. So we are stuck in the mud. But I think the stuck in the mud goes well with the bone collector because it's a way to go back and looking at where we are. And until we can deal with that, then it helps us to move forward and shift where we need to be in a better way and open and expand the horizon and the endless possibility we have in our lives. That's what I love about it. And those cards are beautiful too. I love Colette Baron Reed. I'm part of the Woo crew, but I love her because I love the card. I love her because she's awesome. But I love the cards and I love the messages that helps us to navigate the raging river that is our lives. Because there is some days it's super cool, and there is some other days it's feel like, what in the world is happening here? But we are in a better place. We're in a beautiful place. We are here to be able to communicate with each other. We're here to hear great things. We're here to discover who we truly are. We're here to continue to communicate and know how to talk with each other. And I think, again, the big communication, it's all about how do I see things and how people perceive things as well. Like Dr. Goodman said, when he was younger, his uncle will give him a penny for his thoughts, and he was always asking him what he understood. So he gave him what his perception was on what he understood about the conversation or whatever his uncle was saying. And I love the idea to realize that we all have a different perspective and a different view on things, and sometimes it's nice to acknowledge and explain that to each other. So maybe we'll stop to fight. We stop to fight, not stop, but stop to fight when we understand that everybody has a different perspective, a different view, and we don't have to push our own perspective into somebody else's throat just because we want to be right. We all have the right to see everything we need to see in our own timing, in our own space, in our own ways. We can acknowledge each other's, we can try to understand each other's, but that doesn't mean that we're always right all of the time. Maybe there is sometimes we're not. There is a time to acknowledge the fact that we can learn from each other's and gain new perspective by communicating with each other even better. It's an art. Communication is an art, seriously. And I love wisdom because it teaches us to be able to connect with each other's and trying to understand each other's. We don't have to agree with each other's. Like I always said, we can agree to disagree, which is great. In my book, it's a great things to do because everybody has a different perspective. Everybody comes from a different walk of life. And having and being able to have such a platform that helps us to exchange ideas. Again, everybody can take from each other's and use it, use bits and pieces of each other's information and whatever we want to share and talk about and make it our own by including this in our lives. I think it's the better things than trying to say my way is better than your way. No, my way fits me. Your way fits you. But I can pick and choose whatever works for me. And that to me is a way of communicating. It's not about the ego. It's not about being right. It's about your lifestyle fits you. My lifestyle fits me. But I'm going to pick some of the stuff you're talking to me about and I am going to apply it in my life. I'm maybe going to find some solution that I'm looking for, or I'm going to adapt a couple of things in my own ways. It's like giving, and I use and I'm like, Emma is hungry. No, well, kind of hungry actually. Let's be honest, Emma, you're hungry a little. I'm a little hungry right now, but not time to eat right now, except I make some jelly. So I got some lime jelly waiting for me in the refrigerator. I didn't make it from scratch. I made it the instant. I have to make it from scratch. Susan Summers has a good recipe on making jelly with jello or jelly or whatever you call it with fruits from scratch. That's what I'm talking about. So yes, I like to talk about food. One thing that you realize in life, and that's what I like to make that analogy, is you give a recipe to 5 different individuals, and at the end, when you test each one of them, you're gonna test the difference. And that's what it's about in our lives. We can have and see things, but we have our own variation on everything. And whatever suits us is whatever suits us. Being able to share information, being able to talk about a lot of topics, especially the one with Dr. Goodman, to me is amazing because it's a taboo at some point. People will not be open to freely speak about it, or they're going to sound like, oh, we're a bunch of perverted animals, or we're only sex addicts. Like, no, it's not about this. It's about the communication, the understanding, the respect, how things work. And that's what interests me behind those conversations. And to me, that topic we're talking about, and I'm going to be talking every Tuesdays, is a topic that feel like the boss was saying earlier. Maybe people feel ashamed to talk about it because they maybe felt when they grow up it was a shameful or taboo subject. But I think that subject is essential because it will remove some bad perception or frustration to not being able to discover who you truly are and being limited or being taught that, women should not feel pleasure or whatever the deal is at the end of the day. And by the way, I'm not a feminist, so do not target me as a feminist because I don't like that word at all. I'm just Emma, and this is my spirit. So one thing, don't label me as this. That wouldn't work. But it's just being able to express ourselves and be dignified on when we're doing it. I'm not talking the trash. I'm not talking the things that some people do just to make themselves known or getting more audience on social media. It's about ourselves. It's about knowing each other. It's about knowing our body, knowing our spirit, know who we truly are. And it takes a lifetime, seriously, to know who we are. It does take a lifetime. There is so many hidden skills sets we have, and we have to peel the layers of our spirits. We have to experience life in a way that show us who we truly are. As I said, it takes a lifetime. I didn't know myself better than I know now than I knew myself 6 months ago. I knew myself 6 months ago, but there is some stuff that I have discovered since then that transformed myself. And that's what it's all about. That's what they call it, the journey of 1,000, because that's what it's all about. The journey of 1,000 is our journey of transformation. It's the changes we've got from being a toddler, a baby, to a toddler, to a young kid, to a teenager, to a young adult, to an adult, to we're not so sure we're adult, to anything that can go wrong as an adult. But people think we are 40, we got our midlife crisis. No, it's just the spirit calling us. That's all. It's not even like a midlife crisis, people. It's just expressing ourselves and start to discover who we truly are. That's a journey of transformation. Look at where you were a year ago and where you are today. Look at what you have accomplished in less than 6 months ago. Look at your thoughts. Listen to what you're saying. See the perspective you had 6 months ago, 10 years ago, to the perspective you have in your life right here, right now. You'll be surprised at how much you change and evolve just from those thoughts. So that's why it's extremely encouraging to continue to discover. And to me, sensuality should not be even sexuality should not be a taboo. It doesn't need to go to the perversion and the distortion that we see everywhere because we have to make it shocking for people. So, we need to make it a good show. So we're going to add some more shocking things in there just to get the audience. We're talking about life. We're talking about the real life we're living in. We're not talking about movies. We're not talking about TV or social media to be famous, anything like that. We're talking about human beings, us. That's all. That's what we're talking about, us. And how do we interact with each other? Being able to be intimate with somebody, it's not only in the act itself, it's how do we communicate? How do we approach each other? How do we see each other? How comfortable are we to be sitting next to each other and have a conversation? It doesn't need to be the act itself. It could be the conversation, a simple conversation, and how we communicate. How do we feel comfortable next to that person? Are we able to say everything we want to say? Are we withholding things because we're afraid of how the person is going to react? That's what it's all about. It's about the communication. It's about the tool, how to deliver the message. It's about respecting our own sacred boundaries so we don't feel like we're being rolled over left and right. It's all about this. So that's why I'm excited to continue to talk with Dr. Love and his beautiful partner, his beautiful wife, the boss, to see, to have those point of view. And I feel like with both of them tonight, we were able to get 2 point of view. Plus, as I said, the mad woman co-host taking me. But it's giving different perspective, different view, food for the thoughts. That's what it's all about, food for the thoughts. And having people interacting with us, that to me is the key as well, because listening is great, but maybe along the way, you guys are going to have questions, or maybe something's going to pop and just say, hey, I have a question about this, this, and that. And that's what we want to hear about. It's answering questions. There is, we should not be feeling ashamed when it comes down to asking questions and communicating, because we can have questions, we can assume the answers, but it's nice to have the answers from an expert and a neutral party that's not judging anybody. It's just answering questions. So that's the opportunity we've got about this show. And that's what it should be, being able to come on stage and communicate with each other. And no, the shame should not be part of it. This is part of life. Mating is part of life. Sensuality is part of life. Sexuality is part of life. And that's what it's all about. And I said, when you're looking at, I don't remember what the bird's name it is, but it was so interesting. that poor male had to create the nest, and that the female will come around, and she didn't like it. She made him restart about 3 or 4 times. So he had to figure out, at the end, he win the lady. But he had to work on this one to get it because she didn't like the nest. That was all about the nest. But again, that's what I love about communication and conversation, and no deeper that subject, because again, we can feel it is taboo because nobody wants to talk about it, or like, oh my God, if I talk about this, it's not going to be good. But again, feel free to ask us questions. Feel free to connect with us, and we'll be more than happy to bring all of the answers then we might have. And as I said, we got an expert. We got somebody who has been teaching the course for 20 years, and even the university over there modified the course based on Dr. Goodman. So, hey, we got somebody that can provide us great insight. And you know what? We're all learning at a different stage of our life. And to me, it's a great topic to be able to talk, to communicate and explain things. I'm learning, we're all learning. Unless you're a super expert, and if you are, great. I'm more than happy to hear what you got to say too. But it's great to be here on Wisdom. It's great to be able to share ideas. And again, this show will continue because I think it's essential to learn more about it. And as I said, next week we're talking about the tools to communicate. And there is maybe some great insight that I don't know, and maybe you don't, and that will give you maybe a way to communicate better with your mate. And actually, when you start to communicate better with our mates, we start to communicate better with everybody around the block too, because we're utilizing about the same tools to be able to deliver messages we need to do as well. That's what I love. Communication is one of the biggest things we ever have, but you need to master it, and we don't master that tool. It's amazing to see how we can miscommunicate with people, don't understand each other because we're not listening to each other, and learning to utilize that tool to communicate properly makes a huge difference in our lives. And I noticed that, and I'm not the genius around the block, but I noticed that when I started to go live. Actually, my podcasts are my podcasts, but my podcast doesn't have an audience that communicate with me right away. Then I, hop on my podcast unless I do a collaboration. If I do a collaboration, then it's a different story because it's basically inviting a guest and talk about what the individual does and connecting with each other. But here it's a different space because when you communicate, you bring the mindfulness with everybody. So you have to be mindful. You have to watch out what the delivery is and connecting with each other, because you need to connect with people. You need to think and get into their head and understand them as well. So it's an art on its own. And here it's a great incubator for everybody to practice. That's why I encourage everybody who's brand new, start your own show. Start to tell your story. And your communication level is going to improve tremendously. It's going to expand. That's the best way to go. So I love to do this kind of thing. So yeah, tonight, the after show after Dr. Love, it was a great show. It was great communication. There was a lot of good things in there that will help all of us into our lives. And I'm looking forward for Thursday, see what we're going to do on Thursday night with all of the questions. And again, it's going to be a couple of hours with Dr. Goodman, aka Dr. Love. And we'll be back on next Tuesday talking about tools to communicate, because that's something that needs to be laid out. And maybe it's going to take us a couple of shows. It doesn't matter. As long as we're capable, and I'm leaning on both of them to be able to share some of the tools and how to. Because it's easy to talk about communication, but it's nice to have example on what not to do and what to do. So it can bring a better knowledge for people to remember those examples and apply this in our lives. So that I'm curious to see about the communication and how do they go, how Dr. Goodman goes about it, and how do they work this out, because that will be helping a lot of people, because I think this is what we're missing the most, communication. So that should be an interesting show. And again, I will get my regular C show on Friday, because I always do my Friday on C show and the Sunday on the C show. But again, it's going to be very, very interesting, and I'm excited to continue to explore the subject of sensuality, sexuality, and love. And love of ourselves first, because you cannot love anybody else's if you do not start to love who you are, which is the hardest things to do for some people. Been there, done that. But works a lot when you make peace with yourself and bring love within your heart. So this will wrap up the after show tonight. Thanks, guys, for listening to us tonight. And again, we'll see you Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern time. I'm trying to remember. I need to eat. I think I need some food. I need extra food. Because I think my dog is snoring. I think Mac is snoring, and I'm thinking there is people talking around, but I think it's my dog snoring next to me that's making a very interesting noise. You gotta love it. When those dogs are snoring even more than the human does, that's a problem. I got that here at home. So, but no, I'm looking forward for Thursday night with the questions for Dr. Goodman and his beautiful wife. So we'll be answering questions. Friday, regular C show. Sunday, regular C show. Tuesday, we'll do again Dr. Love and the tool to communicate. So that's going to be exciting. So again, every single show starts 7:30 Eastern time. Yes, I know. I used to say 5:30 for some unknown reason until I discovered Dr. Goodman, his time zone is 5:30. That made some sense to me, which was quite funny. My God, I cannot even articulate. So looking forward for that. And I'm going to be launching middle of the week, probably not tomorrow because I need to prepare this one. And can also help you express love. Oh, do I have to say that right now, Dr. Goodman? Because I could say that. What did he say? Oh, hold on. He's just... Okay. What is... Oh, my goodness. All right. Whoa. Okay, I love what you just said, but I'm going to keep it for... I think I'm going to keep it to their love as aren't able to express their love. Okay, because of social and culture. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one on the wrap because I'm not going to read what you just sent me, Dr. Goodman. Because if I do, we're going to be there forever. And I don't want to tease people with what you got. It's awesome. Oh, well, never mind. I throw this out of the window. We do have Dr. Love right here.
I was just going to say, what I'm sending you, you can take it and absorb it, and make it your own, and yes, we can talk about it next time, like my uncle said, tell me your own words. So,
I will tell you my own words.
Yeah, take all of it, any parts of it, and each time he said it to me, I felt like I was learning and relearning and didn't even really thought about the word learn, unlearn, and relearn. No. Didn't even have that concept, but he was putting that concept in my mind. So
I know. That's what I'm reading it, and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to, yep. I know I'm reading it right now. I'm like, yeah, okay. Emma, what? No, close Instagram right now. Emma, I'm closing Instagram because if I don't, good Lord, we're going to be there for the rest of the night.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But go eat, and we can chat tomorrow, and then we'll play around with that video, and see can we get something going there, like that. But this has been really exciting, and it's just like I'm thinking about, okay, what I can do next, and that's the way it was at the university. We was like always up doing something, and so it's just like nonstop.
I
And the
know
books that
that's the deal. That's the
yeah,
deal. But I love the fact that we're able to talk about that topic. And as I mentioned, we should be talking. We're not feeling ashamed. And there is a lot of shame. So I'm very happy to be co hosting because I will talk about any subject. And this is one of them that, we can have our own taboos, we can have our own limitation. But for me, it's essential to talk about it because it's helping. It's a good thing. It's not trash. It's not nothing to be, like pervert or, a subject that should be diminished. It should be talked with dignity. And I love the fact that your wife joined us as well into the conversation because we had the perspective of a man and a woman.
exactly. And when you said man, woman, and you laugh, it's like yes, whatever it was. At that moment you flashed on something and made it more for yourself you
Yeah,
know and
exactly.
yeah and the same thing I when Vic said ain't Dr. James there, have him teach the course. And I uh, I just thought about mom and dad and
Yep.
Aunt Corrine and Uncle Frank, and just how these people just related with each other. you
Yep.
know uh,
And that's what I
but
love. It's how we relate and we connect and bringing the subject that they call it taboo. They don't want to talk about it because oh my god, if we talk about it, everybody's going to do it. I'm like, no, it's about learning and knowing and we don't. Nobody gave us the book, quote unquote, of how to. We don't have the book when we're born or what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to act. We're discovering it. And there is a lot of things that when we were younger, we had no clue what we're doing. Now, with some, like we talk with your beautiful wife, there is some misconception about some of the movies and people are watching and because they see something that doesn't portray what we want to do or how we see things when we are in the action of doing it. So for me it's an eye opener. It's understanding and maybe being able to understand each other too on how our body act and react and how we do things that maybe one day it's one way and the other time it's not working this way anymore. It's different.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I love to talk about that subject, and why it should only be Dr. Ruth and not us.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong about Dr. Ruth, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, it's just like that. Well, email I just sent you that messenger. I was just listening to what you were saying, and it just that topic, a statement came to mind, and it's like, okay, I can think about it, but send it to her, and you can read it later yourself,
Yep.
and it just had me relearn it again, you
Yep.
know. It is sad the way that it is written down. It just instead of just like I said, oh, you know what I'm talking about. But if you
Yep.
read it, oh wow, that was really impactful. You get it in your own mind. You created what you heard, and how you wanna make it yours.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
So
So that's what I
yeah,
love. So no, that was an awesome show. And I said, now your wife is part of it. She's gonna have to show up on Thursday and next Tuesday. She doesn't have a choice anymore. Mm-mm.
she's already writing the topic.
Oh, awesome! Great. Fabulous. I love it. As I said, it's maybe going to give you more, what do you call it? I'm losing my word in English right now. I'm losing totally my words. Totally. I don't know. It's like it will give you more topics to talk. And I think your book is going to become an encyclopedia at the rate we're going because you know what I mean? It's like you're planting the seeds, like I'm going to just write a book and I have some few chapter and it's like, yeah, now it's an encyclopedia and I have about 10 of those volumes. Now I'm on number 20 because it's like, it's expanding, it's growing. So I love the topics because there's a lot of things we're going to probably take out and expand about it. And there's some we're not going to expand on it. So I'm sure there will be more and more, what do you call it? And I'm forgetting in English. I'm sorry, guys. Yes.
But yes, the teacher, the mentor, my mentor will always say, uh, each one of the courses expand
Yep.
on the next one, and
Yes.
and so not just hearing the statement, hear the words,
Yes.
and the definition of the word. What did that word mean to you? In that statement.
Yes. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I asked a question. I think maybe the third time I took the course. I was just asking questions, and the course was over about an hour before, but I was just asking so many questions, and uh, I really got it when he said that. Question the word that's in the question, what do it mean to you in that,
Exactly. Yeah.
and so we just thank you, uh picked it out, the definition, and just kept doing that, and it was almost an hour or so later, um before we left, because it just got so interested in picking the words, and the definition of each word, you know, even though the word was simple, love. Now, what did it mean to me? What do it
Yep.
mean to you?
Yep.
And we just went. We had about 30 people in that course that day,
So can you each other in the eyes and say, "What is wrong with you?"
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, they kept going.
Yep.
It just kept them going.
Yep.
You know, because
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
No,
Different view.
just that's right.
Yep.
Just like I said, sensuality, or somebody else said, "Oh man, he want to have sex with her." You know,
Exactly. And that's not the
uh,
case.
that's not the case. But
Yep.
now that you done said it, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. And get really slapped down, and just oh well, if he had just waited, you
Yep.
know. But I'm listening to someone else, and knowing that I'm jumping the gun in a way. No,
Yep.
so, but it's different strokes for different folks. So that's
Yep.
why I say, hey, you listen to the viewpoint, you can take it, all of it or none of it. And if it really value you, then use it. But if it don't,
Exactly.
yeah, uh, learn from it, and go on about your business. You know. So,
I agree.
yeah,
Beautiful. Love it.
yeah,
Can't wait
yeah.
to be Thursday.
Right. Yeah. Well, you go and eat. And
Yes. Well, I'm gonna transfer both of them right now. The after show right now, but the other one I already sent the other one on tweet. But I'm gonna now transfer it into an MP3. The episode we did Tuesday night, so it's gonna go straight to the my personal what do you call it? Podcast in Mass Universe that should be there in about, I would say, less than a half an hour. And this one, the show we're talking right now, will go also there. And I will probably eat after that. I don't remember what I got to do, but I have to do some stuff too in between. And then I will go night because it's time to go night.
okay. Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff that really
Need
just
to do.
like the courses bill.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just on to each other, and that's the way that I'm feeling right now. That I want to do the next thing,
Good.
and so
Well, that's the goal, to give you the inspiration and the fuel to prep the next class, which will be next Tuesday.
all right, yeah,
Yeah.
we do that class to
Yep. Call it
next
a
Tuesday,
class,
but
call it a conversation, call it whatever you want, but we give you the inspiration to even do came up with, oh, I know there is enough material for you
well,
and your beautiful wife to last a lifetime, and that's exactly what we're doing.
oh yes, yes, between this here book and this 5 gallon of Revamade barrel pail or whatever you call them of notes, and
Yep.
that website, and like you said, this here book that I'm writing,
Yes.
it's gonna be an encyclopedia.
Oh, it's going to be an encyclopedia for the reason we're doing the show. So that's mean there's going to be more material for you on the top of it. That book's never. You're going to start volume 1 by the time you think you're done. It's going to be you're going to be at volume 20. I bet. Yeah,
Yes,
no end to it. There is no end to it.
hey, right, because hey, just like I said, we fleshed out chapter 1 and 2 to the point that we turn into another chapter. So
Yep.
we've got 3 chapters now.
Nice.